And with that, welcome to Doc's Custom Corner. Little intro music for you, if you will. um, Car I'm going to show you here today is a car I just got done finishing about 2 months ago ish. One of the guys in my model car club, he's had a Tbird ongoing for a while. He finished his up about a year or so ago, and we kind of challenged each other to do something different with a Tbird. And I kind of decided to go a canyon racer type or a hill climber type race car. That's what this was built to kind of example or whatever. The artwork that's in the back, it's an illustration. I forget who did it, but I got this off the internet. I found the printout, or found it, printed it out, just kind of use it to go off of, and use that as kind of my example to build this with. Now this is a 55 Tbird, whereas I use a 57 Tbird to build the car that you see here. The car itself has a lot of Cobra parts within it. The hood scoop is off the Ford Cobra. The wheel flares that you see here back into the header exits, these are then the headers themselves are all off of the Cobra. Rear wheel wells are off the Cobra. The twin roll bars are from a Cobra. Interior is all Cobra, as well as the entire drivetrain underneath it. Give you a little peek at the inside here. You can't really see much. I've got a Targa cover on it, covering up the passenger seat. But now I did a little something different on the front end of this. Instead of using a Cobra, kind of similar to what they did, I ended up using the front snout from just outside of the side marker lights up and through here. This is all off of a 53 Chevy Corvette off of monogram model kit, the 53 Vet. Headlights were kind of Frenched into the body. They were puttied in, smoothed in. Windshield, I think, came out of a Corvette kit. I'm not exactly sure which one, though. If anybody knows, let me know, because I'm not too sure on it. But give a little bit better side profile here of it. Whoa, drop it. Wouldn't be the first time I've dropped something. The color is, to me, a mica blue shot over a white base. What I did is I shot it white first and taped off the center. I cut a piece of narrow strip tape, masking tape, laid it down the center line of the body. Then I took 2 more pieces, cut them to the width of the stripes, laid those down next to that piece of tape, peeled off the center stripe so that, that when you painted it, that would turn out blue. And then what I did is I shot a little bit of a clear coat on top of over the tape just to seal the edges. I don't know if anybody does that or not, but what I always do is I have a I use this for decaling. It's got a stick pin in the end of it that I can use when you get a decal on something. You can use it to kind of pick the decal, move it around on the car. The other end is just filed to a point, like a chisel point. You can use that to do the same thing, or work a little air bubble, lightly work an air bubble out of a decal with it. But I also use this to burnish down masking tape when I paint something. It just helps seal the tape. And then I shoot it with a little bit of clear coat just to seal the edges in. That way, when you paint the color over top the tape, you don't get the bleed through underneath. This here got a little bleed through in a couple areas, but I mean, I can't get it perfect like I'd want to, but try to anyway. But I'll use this here. Also works good for lifting the hood off stuff. No air cleaners on this one. The hood clearance is a little tight. I was hoping to get something on there for some sort of an air cleaner, but not on this old bird. It's got the 427 big block Ford in it, dual carbs. I'll flip it over here. Oops. I had to stretch the chassis out from right here to here, I just cut it and used a couple pieces of sprue just to get the stretch in it. Worked out pretty good for what I was doing with it. And added the wind diffusers, or whatever you want to call them, on the back. Put 4 of them on there just for airflow underneath the car. The tail end is a little different. This section right across here, I didn't want to put a big chrome bumper on the back, so I wanted to just put some type of a roll pan on it. And what I did was I took, when you flip this upside down, this is the front leading edge of a 1970 Coronet hood. Just cut, the hood's cut off, and then the pieces just glued in. Then I use epoxy sculpt putty, molded all this in to bring it all together, to tie it all together. But that's what that is, a 1970 Coronet hood grafted into the back just for a custom roll pan. Fuel cap is off the Cobra as well. But I took probably close to 1.5 years, almost 2 years to finish this. But Marty, a friend of mine, Marty, he's the one that built the other Tbird. He kept, dude, you got to get it done. You got to get it done. Well, now that it's finally done, we're going to get the two together and take pictures of the two together. And that we've got kind of the two together paired up in one video, or one photo, I mean. Just to kind of show them off together. But the target cover that I use in here, this is just a piece of 2-inch masking tape. Cut to size, cut to width, and then I took another strip across the front. If you look at it close, you can see the seam right here where the two pieces are overlaid. But then I just shot it in flat black paint, just to give it the look of like a leather or a vinyl target cover. Steering wheel, I've had people ask me how I got that color. I use Sharpie markers a lot, and what I did is I started out with the chrome plating on the steering wheel, and I used a gold Sharpie marker. I just used this, went over the steering wheel ring, the outer ring, where it would be kind of wood on a real steering wheel. Went over it with this first, and then I came back over top of that with the bronze color, which is this color. And then when you put the two over top of one another, that's the color it came out as. I use a lot of Sharpie markers. I also use a silver one, this one here, for doing trim and stuff. Just a quick touch up on trim. That's what I use to kind of highlight the door handles on here. But I also use black, red, and blues just to kind of quick way of coloring something without getting the paintbrush and the thinner and everything out each time to, make something, get something colored or whatever. Then the mirror, outside mirror, came off the Cobra as well. I don't know, well, let me bring the light in here once. You can see the radiator, the Cobra radiator, and the cooling fan through the opening. Then I colored the anodized fittings on the, I think they're oil cooler lines. Had to do a lot of modifications to the radiator and shroud and everything underneath the hood to get it to all fit underneath the hood, because it was tight fit. You can kind of see a little bit. Being that the Cobra chassis is set up inside the body, and the Tbird body is just a little bit shorter in height than the Cobra, it makes it a little bit tighter to fit in. But this is also the car that y'all see in my icon up above on the YouTube channel here. The front end, that's the front end shot that you see in my picture up top here. But brought that out, showed my son yesterday. He thought it was pretty cool. I'm happy with the way it turned out. Turned out pretty good for just going to be a shelf model. I'll take it to a couple shows and NNLs and whatever else, but I'm not going to compete with it or nothing. I don't really do a whole lot of contest with my cars anymore. I used to years ago, but now I just take them to show and let people enjoy them. But that's it for this one. I'll get a couple videos ready and get one up here today and let you all see them and whatever else. But hope you're all having a good day and enjoying the weather outside. Hope it's nice in your area. Hope the snow's melting, if you have snow. I know Texas got hit pretty good here over the last couple of weeks, and got a friend of mine down there. They lost power and everything in their area. But hope everybody down in Texas is doing well, and y'all got power going again and get back to a normal living again. All as normal as we can with everything else going on. But hopefully one day this COVID will let up and we'll all be able to get back to hanging out at shows and swap meets and club meetings and so on and so forth again. Hope everyone has a good day, and thanks for stopping at the corner. We'll see you later. Take care, everyone.